everyone. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. That's what I'm drinking today. It has all my good stuff in it. Grab you something to drink and let's sit down and chat for a minute. My name is Terry and welcome to My Terrific Life. Here on my channel, we're going to talk about how to really live and thrive after the age of 50, 60 something years old. I've had so many people come up to me, especially women, but men, this goes for you too. They come up to me and go, "How do you do it, Terry? You're always doing something. You're always busy. You always have exciting things going on." And I'm like, I'm just living my best life. So, a little about myself. I am semi-retired. I do have an online position that I love, but I enjoy doing various things. So many times in the past, I used to call myself the diamond in the rough or the multifaceted diamond. That I am, but I no longer claim the rough part. I am a multifaceted diamond, and I'm just polishing up more and shining even brightly. So, on this channel, I would love to show you all how to do it too. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because I've had so many people come up to me and say, "How do you do it? Where do you find the stuff to do? Where do you find the people to hang out with?" So hopefully I can share some of that information with you guys. Okay? So I have three things that I'm going to offer as suggestions for you to do. So the three things are to start thriving and living and not just striving. First of all, let me ask the question and put it down in the chat. What are your ideas about aging? Do you think after a certain age you're not supposed to do certain things? Um, do you think, and maybe that's because you had grandparents to model a certain way or your parents to model a certain way of how they aged? I know I did. I had a mom that would always say, and she was still rather young when she was saying that, "Oh, I've lived my life." And I'm like, "Woman, you're still breathing. You still have a lot of life left in you." And I promised myself then, and I believe I was in my 20s. So that meant she was only maybe 50 something. I promised myself then that's not how I was going to age. I was going to keep going, keep thriving, and living my best life. So, number one of the things to do to strive and not just thrive, change your "woe is me" to a "wow, it's me." So, yes, changing your "woe is me" to a "wow is me." A lot of people that I've talked to that come up to me, they're usually suffering from a lot of life happening to them, and I get it. I lost my husband a while back. I've broken off a relationship since then. I've moved to another city. I've suffered financial stress. I've suffered uh, all sorts of losses in my life. So I get, you can get caught up in the "woe is me," but you can't stay in the "woe is me," right? A lot of times, people will say, "How did you get out of your woe is me or your depression?" And a lot of times that's what it is. It's a depression. It's a mindset, people. It is definitely a mindset. How to get out of your "woe is me"? Start looking for positive things in your life to be grateful for. That's first and foremost. If you are like me and very spiritual, you know someone up above is actually taking care of you and has got you. They got your back. Never promised you that life would be easy, but definitely promised you that he would be there throughout it all. So that's one thing. Find the good, find the positive, and be grateful for it. Every bad situation, there's a good situation. There's always a silver lining, no matter what. Okay? So that's the first thing. Get rid of the woe is me and find out the wow is me. You have things I know that are an attribute to yourself, to your family, to society. If you are retired and you feel like you have no more purpose, find a new purpose. We weren't meant to just work a 9 to 5 job. That's not how you live life. Even when I was working full time, I still found things outside of that. And no excuses. You can't say, well, I've got to do this first and I've got to take care of self. Okay? So to get rid of the woe is me and go into the wow is me, find things that you like to do. Find your new purpose. That's one. Some of the things I do are I salsa dance. I love the salsa dance. And if you're in the East Tennessee area, I'm holding classes on Wednesday. We'll talk about that later. If you are, drop that in the comments below and we'll talk. But find out what you like to do. I'll tell you some more about me as we go on. This video or this channel is about my journey. And because my journey seems to intrigue a lot of people, I just thought I'd start sharing my journey. Believe it or not, I do have a few friends that are also on YouTube, and they have been highly encouraging of me to do this. So I want to thank you guys. And I don't want to name drop some people, but one person, and I know she'll be looking, thank you for the coffee chat idea. You know who you are. So far we've talked about get rid of the woe is me and change into the wow, it's me. The next is tune in and turn on your inner self. Start developing who you are at this time in your life. Start reading books about how to find your joy again, how to find your inner peace again, who you really are, and what can you really contribute to society. That's part of finding that inner self, okay? I had to learn who I was again. After having a profession for over 20 some odd years, after raising a family with 3 kids and a husband, once I found myself in this space of solitude, and that's what I'm calling it. Originally, it was isolation. I'll talk about that part in another video. But now I look at myself as being in solitude. And in solitude, I actually get to sit down and reflect who I am. What do I like? The other day, it was snowing here, and I've always admired people that would go out in the snow and just walk around. So I'm like, wait a minute, why don't you do that? So I did. I layered myself up. I put my little snow hiking boots on, and I went outside and took a stroll into the little forest area that's near here. There's a little trail. And I had the best time just watching the snowfall and just being in nature and enjoying that. I'm a city girl. But all of the sudden, I'm loving being in nature. And I just happen to be around a lot of rivers and streams and trails and mountain views. And I'm finding my inner peace that way. So that's some of what I'm saying. Find what your inner self is about. And number 3, After you find out a little bit of who you are, follow up. I know that seems so easy, but what I'm saying is, for example, I had been interested in car camping. I kept following and going down the rabbit hole of all those people that I saw on YouTube, because I love YouTube University. That's where you can get a lot of your ideas, just saying. I was following people. I was like, how do they do that? That looks so exciting. So guess what I did? I started doing the same thing. I found groups of women that like to travel solo. They travel solo, they travel safely. They're all women of a certain age. And we share ideas. Actually, I'm on some of their videos because we've traveled together. A few minutes ago, some of us were planning a trip. I've got 2 trips already planned for a few weeks from now to travel doing car camping because that's something I found out that I really like to do. It's so fun, and you meet so many people. A lot of times, you have outgrown your tribe. If you've raised kids, if you had a family, if you were in a career, and now you're retired or semi-retired, you don't have to be that recluse in the house going, I don't know what to do, woe is me. Go find your tribe. I found out I have several tribes, okay? And I am branching out because I'm so multifaceted and branching out and finding all of them. I've even had people say, oh, you'll get tired of doing that and you'll settle down to one thing. Why? Why is my question. Why, when I have plenty of time to do whatever it is I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, just by finding my tribe and finding the people that I want to hang out with. So, those are the 3 things that will help you start to thrive and not just strive to live. Strive to thrive, not just live. I'm telling you, there's a whole world out there. And hopefully you'll continue to follow me on my journey because I'm going to start showing you little bits and pieces of everything I do. I mentioned salsa dancing. I mentioned car camping. There's more, but you've got to tune in next time. And if you're interested and curious, please like and subscribe down below. Okay? See you next time.